All right, guys, I want to give you a quick little case study here on a wholesale deal that we sold earlier this year on Getz Avenue. So it's really just a nice, straightforward deal. As you can see, it's a duplex. We got the two front doors. And this deal wasn't in terrible shape. Kitchen and bathrooms need to be redone. Floors need to be redone. New paint, new windows, new roof. The other side, there was a flood in the kitchen. A pipe broke. So all the kitchen cabinets and everything were ripped out. But all in all, not a terribly inexpensive rehab on this project. All right. I'll give you the numbers real quick on it. We paid $30,000 for this deal. Part of our expenses, as far as the closing costs when we bought it, when we sold it, just over $1,500. We did get a private loan on it, which cost us $760 in financing, and then we were able to sell the deal for $55,000 for a quick profit of $22,678.32. I'll give you some of the details of the deal real quick. Found this deal on a direct mail postcard. The seller was on our mailing list. He got one of our cards, gave us a call. All right, went out there. One of the first things we always do when we meet with a seller is determine why they're selling it. The more motivated they are, the chances increase of us getting a deal done. This particular seller, even though he was a contractor, just didn't want to deal with renovating the property. It had been in his family for a long time, and it was more or less a storage unit. At this point, he just didn't want to deal with it anymore. All right, we ran the comps on it before we went on the appointment. Had an idea of where we would be at with it. We knew we'd need to be around 40,000, which is what the seller was wanting to begin with. So, at that point, we determined it was an appointment worthy deal. We always try to pre-screen our sellers when we take the call, just to kind of get an idea of where they're at on price. All right, we were able to negotiate a price of $30,000 on it. We got a private loan on it from one of our private lenders who does a lot of loans for us. 12% interest, 2 points is due on the back end when we sold the property. All right, and so the interesting thing about this one is we really didn't have any buyers for it. Don't have a huge buyers list in this particular neighborhood, so I actually ran the comps on the MLS. I am a licensed realtor, so ran the comps, which was hard because there wasn't a lot of duplexes in this area to begin with. So we found the closest duplex that had sold. The buyer was actually an agent, so reached out to him, told him we had an off-market deal. He looked at it right away, loved it, put an offer in on it, and from the time we bought this property and from the time we closed, we were in and out of this thing 22 days, which isn't bad for a $22,000 profit. So here's just the settlement statement on the deal. You can see the address here. Closed on it. I believe that's January 23rd. We paid, like I said, we paid $30,000 for it. Got a $30,000 loan. Lender information, seller information is up here. Just wanted to black that out so we didn't give that information away. But you can see kind of the different fees associated with it, especially when you're paying the closing cost. The property taxes. We actually got a credit for this since we closed on it at the beginning of the year. You can't pay the taxes on it. In St. Louis, you can't pay the property taxes on these deals until like December. So we got the credit for it. And if we actually were to keep this property for the whole year, then we'd have to pay the full amount at the end of the year. So these are just different fees. You got the $545. That's for the title search. These are the closing costs from the buyer and seller. All right, and when we sold the deal, all right, that's us as the seller. Then again, there's the address, keeping the buyer's name. Keeping that anonymous. You got the sales price, $55,000. Again, you got more fees, closing costs. We got settlement charges. and then there's the payback to the lender, and then that's what we got back at closing, a little over 23,000. Not all of that was profit, when you factor in the interest and the closing costs on it. But overall, like I said, just a nice little quick deal. Bought it, closing went pretty smooth. Sold it to a great buyer. He closed on it as agreed upon. All these deals like this are in your backyard all the time. All right, keep doing your direct mail. Keep looking for buyers, and you'll get these deals every month.